All right, all right, all right. Welcome back to Box Office Bets. Today is July 8th. It's a Monday, which is not when I normally upload. I know I normally upload on Friday, but we're actually moving the upload schedule to be on Mondays now. I think that makes a lot more sense for the content. Being as we recap, I don't really like to do it a full week after the box office weekend because I just kind of find the information outdated, and I'm pretty much just sitting on it. I already know. I look at the box office on Monday mornings anyway, so there's no point really waiting. Yeah, so we're gonna try it Mondays. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see if I like it. We're gonna see if you guys like it. Please let me know what you think. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Last weekend, or these 2 days ago, Despicable Me 4 came out, right, guys? And as we all knew, waves in the box office. But no, in all seriousness, it did have a pretty solid domestic opening. A little lower than I would have thought. I would have thought at least 100 million, but it only had 75 domestically, and then 250 globally, which it's pretty solid. I mean, like Inside Out 2 opened up with like 138 million domestically, which is crazy, but like obviously. They're not exactly the same, but yeah. So Despicable Me came out pretty solid. I've heard okay things. I've heard that it's kind of like brain rot central, and there's not a lot of substance. But I mean, hey, it's Despicable Me, so it has its job. These things make money. I assume this is just going to go up. I'm probably a big weekend coming up. I would have again assumed higher because it was the 4th of July weekend. So they had a little longer of a weekend technically, but yeah, whatever. Inside Out 2, still doing great. 30 million, coming in number 2 for the weekend. I would just like to talk about it briefly. I think a big reason for this movie's success is that there are literally no announcements of this coming out on Disney Plus. There's not a date. It's July. This movie came out about a month ago now. And still, no word about coming out on Disney Plus, which I think is helping it tremendously. I don't know when this is coming to Disney Plus at all. I looked into it. I couldn't find anything. So I think that is helping this movie extremely, because people can't just be like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes out on Disney Plus, or oh, it'll be on Disney Plus eventually. People are actually having to go see it in theaters, which I think is helping big time. But moving on from Inside Out 2, we do have A Quiet Place at number 3, which I actually saw. When did I see that? Saturday. I thought it was pretty solid. It was a lot shorter and more of like a condensed, smaller story than I thought. I knew it was going to take place inside of New York, but I figured like we'd see a little more of the world, but you really don't. It's like all New York. Yeah, I thought it was solid. I thought it was cool to see. I've only seen Joseph Quinn in Stranger Things, so it's cool to see him in a movie and actually being British. So that was cool. I thought it was solid. I thought the idea of, slight spoiler, not really, of the main character having terminal cancer was very interesting, because it lended itself for like the main crux not to just be survival, and created a pretty interesting dynamic between Lupita Nyong'o's character, don't remember her name, and just the monsters in the world. So, and a dope ass ending shot. So pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it. Moving on, we have Maxine, which came out this Thursday, which is on my list. I will be seeing that probably this weekend. Very, very excited for that. It's part of that whole like Pearl and X, not really sequel thing, but kind of like spiritual sequel kind of thing. I've heard good things. It looks great. The music looks great. Casting looks great. Yeah, pretty solid. I think it opened up at 6.7 million in the U.S. On a budget of less than 10 million. This is probably going to be pretty profitable, I think, especially as a rated R movie coming out in the middle of summer. Yeah, pretty solid opening. I'm very, very excited to see this movie when it comes out. It's definitely been on my list for a bit since I saw that first trailer. Very, very excited for that one. So solid opening. And then number 5, we got The Bad Boys at 6.5 million, which again, for a rated R action movie that came out almost like a month and a half ago now, it's just, this is pretty, like, it's okay. You know what? I think its run right now is like 360 million worldwide, which is solid. I think the budget for this one was like 100 million, so that'll make around 220 to break even. So I think so far things are going very well, very profitable. Again, I feel like movies production companies, Warner Brothers, Disney, they're trying to lean off of HBO Max and Disney Plus, because I mean, like, this should be on Max already, I think, but it's not. So I think they're being smarter with it. I don't think it's going to be like a net, oh, it comes out on theaters and it's on whatever streaming service in like 4 weeks. Like Furiosa had been out for the same amount of time that this has been out, and it's already on streaming, but there's no word about this coming streaming. So I think these are very good moves. I think this is very healthy for the movie-going experience. I'm very much looking forward to see how this is in the future. So moving on to next weekend and my bets, my predictions for our top 5. I really see the list staying pretty similar. I would have Maxine at 3, but I don't see it really going higher than A Quiet Place. I feel like it's had a pretty steady stay the past few weeks, past like month or so. So I really don't see it beating out that. With that being said, I think Despicable Me is about to have if not the same exact, maybe a slightly bigger opening weekend, just because, I mean, less people are going to see Inside Out 2. So it probably leads to a little bit more or around the same for Despicable Me 4. And I'm sure word of mouth, like, for kids and parents is good. So, you know, it's gonna be solid. Yeah, no major releases coming out at all, really. I think the next big one, like, the reason why things are slowing down a bit is because we're about to get to Deadpool and Wolverine, so nothing's really going to be competing with that. So yeah, very excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll be talking about that very soon, next couple weeks. Already got my tickets, so I'm very excited for that movie. Yeah, expect a similar thing going into the end of July. Pretty low, I would say. I don't see next week being a big week in the box office. Nothing's going to hit 100 million. I mean, domestically at least, unless Despicable Me goes crazy, which I don't think it is. But yeah, nothing big until Deadpool Wolverine, which I need to get the pre-sale numbers, but like I'll just put them on screen. They're pretty good, so especially for a rated R movie, they're pretty good. So that's gonna be really big. That'll be fun to talk about. In terms of news and announcements, again, nothing too crazy. There is a trailer for the new new trailer for the new M. Night Shyamalan movie called Trapped. I am so excited for this movie. I think it comes out in August. Very, very excited. It looks great. It's about a serial killer who gets like trapped at a fake concert, and he's like having to outmaneuver the police and stuff. It's very interesting. I think it's pretty cool how like the serial killer is our main character, and we're kind of rooting for him. So yeah, I'm very excited. I think it'll be good. I've said that a lot. I'm very excited for a lot of stuff, man. I'm real jazzed. But yeah, so Alec Baldwin is on trial this week. Actually, I think he had like a first little hearing thing today for the Rust murder, which is still crazy to me. And the gun supervisor got 18 months, like back in April, which in my opinion isn't enough. So we'll see how this goes. I read one. This is from Variety that like it's really come down to like him as a person. Like there's been a lot of like character witnesses of like, oh, like, you know, he's a great guy, or he's like pretty vindictive and mean on set. So I think that's a big proponent of this, is kind of like how he is as a person. I'm not a lawyer. I don't really know much about it. I don't really want to get into it, but yeah. So that's all I have for this week of box office bets. A little bit of shorter video, just because nothing crazy's coming out until we get to Deadpool and Wolverine. But we will talk about that a little bit next week, and then we'll be talking about that a lot that week it comes out. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep these on Mondays? Should I go back to Friday? Should I make 2? Should I make 1 on Monday, kind of breaking down what happened last weekend, and then make my predictions on Fridays? Or what? Just let me know. Yeah, go see some movies this weekend. There's some good stuff out. See Maxine. Go see A Quiet Place. I thought it was solid. I used my free movie credits. I mean, worth my money, I guess. So yeah, that's all I got. So let me know what you guys think, and I appreciate you watching. Share this, comment, do all the fun YouTube stuff. But yeah, thank you.